It's been a long week, I must say. um, I'll probably do. Well, I'm gonna do WrestleMania reviews tonight. I think one on Monday and one on Tuesday. Before that, I got NXT Stand Deliver review coming up. Before that, so stay tuned. This video one to talk about specifically about Triple H's retirement and what will his legacy will be as he retired as of 2 weeks, I think, and I don't really want it to although I will talk about slightly in the NXT Stand Delivery review as he didn't make it. I won't go too much into WrestleMania Sunday, which he did appear on as of this recording. So yeah, I don't want to put it too much. I want to specifically mention on this bit about the retirement of Triple H. As many you don't know, or for many of you that do know, Triple H has been going through a rough patch these last 6 months, I believe. 6, 7 months of his life period. Like, he did an interview. He did the interview on ESPN, the first take. And I read some notes here. He said he got coming off a trip from somewhere. He got sick. He thought it was COVID. I mean, he was fully vaccinated, still got COVID, and then he had like a viral period, and his lungs were inflamed, and yeah, and after that it got worse and worse by the day. That even Stephanie McMahon noticed that he was covered up blood. I got shit for that to have like fluid in his lungs around his heart. Yeah, that was scary. And the thing what he said about being in the hospital and thinking about his daughters and thinking not even to be home, that was some real touching. And to see him getting emotional, which we don't see a lot of Triple H getting emotional, and to see him getting emotional about it says a lot about humans and one we think and the things we do for families and stuff, and thinking about kids and daughters and all that stuff. I can't imagine what was going to Triple H, having to go all of them, thinking he's not able to. Like, the man is lucky. The man is lucky to be alive, period, now. Like, he's lucky to even be real here. And I think that's like the almost the same situation that Scott Hall, which God rest his soul. So like, yeah, like there was at one point Scott Hall, it was even there was a doubt if he would even gonna live here, and thankfully the DP Yoga say him and give it another 10 years of his life living. But yeah, the Triple A was lucky. So we should all be grateful he's even alive now after having to go all through that. Like, and he says that his family had history of like heart disease, and they died and like his grandfather died from a heart disease. I think his grandfather died also. So you can see a noticing pattern here. And yeah, we should all be we should all be grateful that he's still with us to the day. We should kind of share this too. So yeah, I mean, and that I think that is when he said he's retired, and he's saying, and when he said was he was real to for like he thought he will never wrestle again. He has the defibrillator in his chest and still recovering. So yeah, he thought about doing WrestleMania 38 before all of this happened. So yeah, there was a decent good interview. With Dr. Ricardo Holograms, why he had been going through all the past few months and for him retirement. And him retiring that way is kinda it's pretty much sad because he didn't get his he didn't get his last big match moment like his buddy Shawn Michaels did, like sort of the Undertaker did. Like but he like I think Triple H even said in I think and Triple H said so in that area that he was at a point where he was kind of done wrestling. And let's be honest, Triple H even when they were pretty much long gone. Like he wasn't going. Like even if he didn't have, he wasn't going to wrestle for. I don't think he didn't have Triple H's best, like Triple H best in ring, they were long gone. Like he has like decent good matches the last few years as a part timer. Like the one at WrestleMania 34, I believe, with Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey against him and Stephanie McMahon. That was a great match, but I thought the 35 WrestleMania 35 match, but it wasn't really that special. And neither did match of Saudi Arabia against Randy Orton. So yeah, I didn't. So Triple H's win days were kind of slowly over. So yeah, it was kind of already over as it is. So yeah. But it's sad that he never got that one big last match. That last one to good to great match before he can call it quits. So yeah, it's kind of sad. But you know, it's the way that it is. It's the way that it is. And looking at Triple H's legacy and pretty. He has had one hell of a career. There's no doubt about it. But also, he has had a Hall of Fame career. I think he's pretty sure locked in to go to the Hall of Fame one of these years. One in the next few years, he's going to the Hall of Fame, no doubt about it. And looking at his legacy, and the guy has had the guy debuted in WWE, the WWF at the time, Fresh WWE, in 1995, and was pretty much like and that lasted like, and his career has lasted all the way to now, which is like 27 years. 27 years. That's a long ass career for him. And I remember him and looking back as first entry as Hunter Helmsley. and it looked like and I will say like at that time in the new generation era with all the bad gimmicks, Hunter herself was one of like the characters that kind of work in a way. Like he like it wasn't at that time like a main event level gimmick, but I thought for what it's worth, that gimmick was decent. And as the years went on, he was remember his King of the Ring 1997 run. He with his win actually. He was supposed to get 96, and then the current call happened, and yeah, what a turn of events that was. Had not that happened, he would have won, and with him being out of the front runner to win that tournament, Stone Cold Steve Austin was, and then Austin 316 happened, and the rest was history. And yeah, and then he was Intercontinental Champion, and then and then he was paired with China, which really took him to that next level in WWF WWE at that time. It really took his career to a whole new level. Like after that, when he got paired with China in like '97, his career went on. And as the years went on, he became the leader of DS. Well, he was first aligned with Shawn Michaels in the DS, first incarnation DS, and then he was the leader of the second incarnation with DS, with S-Pac and the New Age Outlaws. That probably the best incarnation of this generation. As he really kind of shined through that fashion, and then he had the serious with the first serious matches with The Rock, which their careers in a lot of ways were kind of in similar parallels. And like they kind of both went like Triple H debuted in '95, Rock debuted in '96, and they really had some real. You can say they were Triple H and Rock were each other's best friend. Although Stone Cold is also next, I think my opinion, Austin is the Rock's best rival, but this was close second for the Rock Triple H, as him had really great matches in '98, in 1999, in 2000. Well, I don't know. I don't think the matches in the 1999 they were good, but not as good as the '98 and the '98 ones and the 2000. And talking about '98, like their series of matches that fully loaded throughout three falls, that was a great match. And SummerSlam '98, which Triple H won the IC title with a torn knee. I don't know if it was the right or the left, but he had a torn knee going into that match, and that match would kick ass in the ladder match at SummerSlam '98. That was a great match. Seriously, go back and watch it. Like it was a really awesome, one of the best ladder matches you'll see in WWE. So yeah. And then he had a torn knee surgery, and then came that. And then WrestleMania 15, he and Shia both turned heel. I turned on DS, both turned heel, and that also kind of like for anyone who thinks that Triple Stephanie McMahon whole love thing cement, like if it wasn't for that, Triple H would never, like, if you look the early months, if you look to the year 99, Triple H was always going to be positioned one of the top guys in that company. I mean, just look at what he was booked in 99 and how he was pushed in that year. I mean, he won his first WWF title before JD Stephanie, so yeah, I always hated that theory of like if Stephanie didn't marry Hunter, Triple H would never hide. Like, for one thing, I don't think he would have the power, backstage influence, but even then, he was like, even Steph said Triple H was always in like talent meetings since 1997. So he was already having high backstage influence within the company. So it wasn't like he wasn't going to not be a huge, that he wasn't gonna have a big role backstage in the company. So yeah. And for the way, and going back to '99, the way he was built, I mean, I the I think the one promo that really made a Triple H for me as that dude, and I actually watched this back just a few weeks ago before the news about his retirement and all that stuff. The promo I watched for Triple H was the 1999 Full Loaded promo about he being people calling the story in the game. Now he's the fucking game, and the way he was putting through his words about his history, about the curtain call, and him how he was held down throughout all this. He had to work his way up. That was kind of the promo that really cemented Triple H as a main event player, in my opinion, in that promo. And he beat The Rock in the Fully Loaded 99 match. He didn't capture the title in SummerSlam the next month, but he did the next night on Raw. And then lost it back to Vince, and then regained it back in like Unforgiven, September, stuff like that. And then he had entered Fury Vince and all that stuff, and then led to the Triple H Stephanie McMahon couple on screen, which later turned to the McMahon Helmsley era. And then he entered the feud with Mick Foley, which was another great rival Triple H. Those matches in 2000 were off the charts, like the Royal Rumble one, the No Way Out Hell in a Cell one, which really put over Triple H to another level in those series of matches with Cactus Jack. Those were a great program. And then The Rock had talked about the Backlash one. I still think that, in my opinion, in terms of like their 2000 matches, the 2000 matches, this is one of my favorite. This is my favorite of them. The Raw Triple H in Backlash 2000, that had a great atmosphere of the crowd with that, and it was pure after craziness with the interference, Stone Cold coming back, the like everything about that Backlash match was great, and you kind of think that kind of should have happened at WrestleMania instead of that fatal 4-way. they did, but I'm not gonna get into that. That's for a whole nother topic discussion. So yeah, that Backlash match, the Judgment Day match was also good and really good, but my favorite Backlash one. And Triple H had a really great 2000. Like that 2000 to like early 2001 run the Triple H was probably his at his peak, just physically in the ring. He was that dude in that company. So yeah, and then he tore his squad in 2001. After before that, he had the Undertaker match at WrestleMania 17, which was a really under. I don't think people. I don't know if people really like point how great this match truly is. So it was one of my favorite matches of both guys' careers. Huh? I will rate this kind of about 27 in my opinion. Even though 23 was still good, I'll rank this up above the 27 one, the WrestleMania 17 match. And yeah, and then the quality injury in 2001, and then 2002, and then his return to Madison Square Garden, and his then Royal Rumble win, his WrestleMania 18 title victory in a match that really wasn't that great. It was good, but following Hogan versus The Rock at that time, that match had no chance to like lift the crowd spirits up. And then he had a feud with Shawn Michaels, another really good feud for him. That SummerSlam 2002 match was awesome. Another one of my favorite Triple H matches. So yeah, and then the Reign of Terror on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, wasn't that period wasn't that great for Triple H. That Reign of Terror in Raw for like 2002 to like 2004 ish, I would say. 2002 to 2004. 2002 to 2004 was I would call the Reign of Terror for all Triple H. Those really one in the greatest of years in Raw history. The whole feud with Kane, Scott Steiner, Booker T. Oh God. Then I came in. I'm not gonna talk about that all that crap. all the nah. He did have a really great feud with Batista in 2005. That was a very awesome feud in my opinion. And the way he put over Batista 2005 was really great. He didn't do Justice League with winning go to 2004, but he did make Batista to a star 2005. And then the years went on. He had more DS reunions, 2006, 2009. And then his career transformed to a part-timer as part of the Authority, which I don't think wasn't really that great period for Triple H. But he did have some highlights. The feud with Daniel Bryan going into WrestleMania 30. And the whole Authority was really morphed into behind the scenes, the real life of Triple H in WWE, which I think that will be his ultimate legacy, in my opinion. But when you look at the legacy, probably his greatest legacy is what he did behind the scenes with NXT and the stuff that he built. And it's not just NXT, like he was able to bring back Bruno Sammartino, Ultimate Warrior. Who else? Like I think he brought Jake Roberts back. Like, but Bruno Warrior specifically, guys that Vince wouldn't even let him talk a day. a day about a Hall of Fame induction, and I can best bet like if Triple H had more influence backstage months earlier on, I think even though I don't know about what his status about Randy Savage, I think if he gone that way, I think he would have maybe let Randy Savage into the Hall of Fame when he was alive. And and kind of the same what he did actually with the Warrior stuff and Bruno. So that's another big part of that is able to bring back guys. Vince otherwise won't have fun. And I think he also bring back like guys like Kurt Angle and as such. I think that's what got him that Hall of Fame induction also. So yeah, bringing back those legends was a huge part, and the run with NXT behind the scenes, and he able to make stars out of Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Although Roman Reigns didn't have really much on NXT, he was there kind of that NXT Triple H era, but Seth Rollins, Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Sasha Banks, Bailey, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, like Finn Balor, Shinsuke, well, he grew up, but at that time, Shinsuke Nakamura was a big deal when he came in. And then later on, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. The list is endless in terms of the names he brought in for NXT. That particular legacy of that Triple H will always be will pretty much be his greatest legacy in that company. Is the development that he created with NXT and pretty much making it to an independent promotion at that time. That whole promotion. That whole NXT product at that time. And those times really make you really miss the NXT, doesn't it? To see where it is now. And look what happened. And look what happened when Triple H got sent home due to his heart not feeling good. Look what happened to NXT. They tore it up, changed everything about it, and got rid of a bunch of Triple H exclusive people like Road Dogg, William Regal, and stuff. And also like some other joke which Triple H also brought him in sort of twice. One in 2015, he just came in to WWE, and again last year he got fired, and Triple H pretty much brought him back to NXT. So, and then Joe got fired again later, like pretty much this year. It's now all elite, by the way. So, good luck to him, but yeah. But that whole NXT run of Triple H and the whole behind the scenes that will pretty much made his ultimate legacy in WWE. So yeah, so thanks Triple H. Thanks for all the memories and contributions you bring to WWE and wrestling as a whole. He's pretty much one of my favorites of all time as a wrestler, and I will always be grateful for what he has accomplished in the ring. He's pretty much, for me, in the top 10 stars in the. He was never like a DDD guy in the company, but he was always top guy in the company. He was never like the guy, but was always a top level guy in the company, in my opinion. So, thank Triple H for for what you have done, and I'm grateful that you're still alive throughout that whole last few months of your life that you have. But yeah, I will always be grateful for what Triple H has done in the ring and outside the ring. So there's my thoughts on the Triple H retirement, what his legacy will be. So yeah, tell me what you did. So like, subscribe. Tell me what your Triple H memories and what you think his legacy will be in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maines, and I have proved this message.